Hey, you see these headphones on my chin over here? Well, that's because I've been listening to a lot of music recently. And yeah, I thought today I'd talk about, post WDI, what I've been up to, but I don't really want to right now. I'd rather talk about the awesome shit I've been listening to and how stoked I am right now. And I'm in this constant state of eargasm and bliss and happiness. And I don't know, it just is like a huge orgy with a thousand rainbows just colliding. I don't know. Well, okay, so let me say first, I'm really stoked about this new Johnny Jewel Italians Do It Better After Dark 2 project coming out on Friday. And I'm a tremendous fan of these guys. They always put out like really good shit. And by good shit, I mean like really like sophisticated, intelligent, slick synth pop. And it just is like it has like a dark tinge to it. Like I always like whenever I hear something by like Johnny Jewel, anything. Well, basically, let me just say first of all, Johnny Jewel is like the mastermind behind like the Chromatics and all these other bands like Mirage, Glass Candy, and he basically is like the head producer in all these like different projects. And he had that song "Tick Up the Clock" in the Drive soundtrack, and since then I was like, oh, this is interesting. I remember liking it on Spotify, and I just caught like a music video on Pitchfork of Lady, and I was like, I need to download this, and it wasn't on Spotify at the time, so I actually had to like get it the old-fashioned way. But long story short, I just ended up like listening to that album over and over and over, Kill for Love, and that ended up being my favorite album of 2012. And we're halfway through 2013, and there's no end in sight. I've been listening to that album constantly, and I remember the first time I listened to it. Like I was back in Jersey. I was like feeling down in the dumps. I couldn't get a job at the time, and I would be like doing some code academy during the day, and there wasn't much to hold me over. So it came at a really like interesting time, and it is like nighttime, and I just like I went through a little phase, and it's not a bad phase, but it is just like something I did where I would like go to bed and I listen to an album. Some people read before they go to bed. Some people I don't know, watch TV, go on their iPad, whatever. I decided that I would listen to a different album each day, and I was doing that. I was listening to a different album each day, but I got up to Kill for Love by the Chromatics, and I couldn't listen to a different album the next day, or the next day, or the day after that. It took me a little while to become readjusted because I was institutionalized by Italians Do It Better. And to describe this music, it just is like really they take their time, you know. There's gradual build-ups, but at the same time, it isn't done in a formulaic way. Everything is done. It just seems like it's so well crafted, like everything he touches. And so I've been listening to that album for quite a long time, and I wouldn't say it's worn its welcome, but I was moving on and migrating to other projects I was listening to, and that's when I find out After Dark 2, this amalgamation of Mirage, Desire, Farah, Chromatics, all these like different artists are all coming together on this mixtape on Friday, and I am beyond stoked. So I'm gonna check that out. I'm really excited for that. Um, Obviously, the big news is Random Access Memories by Daft Punk, and yeah, I listened to it, and what did I think of it? I really liked it, and immediately the vibe I got was that they're not trying to cater towards making something like necessarily dancey. I think they're really like doing respect to just making like good pop music, but at the same time, like it seems like it was a little more. I'm trying to think of the word. like the similarities I got between this and sort of like an M83 mixed in with air, mixed in with like a Röyksopp. It didn't seem like they were trying to make a dance track per se, or each record was danceable. You know, it seems like they were just really trying to pay homage to what makes good pop, and not necessarily something that's like upbeat, but something that it's really hard for me to articulate this thing. Like Chromatics, it just was like rolled off the tongue, but with this one, I'm still sort of digesting it, you know. But what I'm getting is a project that does have many layers, and I really do enjoy it. You know, it's tracks that really stood out to me were well, let me pull it up right here. Random Access Memories. Okay. The Giorgio track, which basically told the whole history of the synthesizer, that was really well done. It is just like this long story about how Giorgio was just this guy that this everyday guy that basically just ended up fucking around with the synthesizer, and it ended up being something that just so monumental. And you really like get a sense in the track, and it really progresses and becomes something so beautiful by the end that it just like comes together so well. I was really impressed with the Julian Casablancas song. I think his voice went really well with it. It is almost like the guy that sang um, One More Time. I forgot his name. Roma Anthony, I think. Pharrell did pretty well in this as well, and I enjoyed his "Lose Yourself to Dance" track even more than "Get Lucky." I think "Get Lucky" was sort of like it was a little bit of a tease about maybe what it set my expectations a certain way, but what Random Access Memories ended up being was a project that was a lot more than just just this one uh, route. It really went in different directions, and I'm just thinking back, Random Access Memories. Maybe the title means something now. The Panda Bear song also was really excellent. I remember Diplo. He like said something that I thought was pretty like funny. He said that the project of this Random Access Memories, when he listened to it, it reminded him when he was like 19 years old listening to Kid A. And I kind of wish that when I was 19, I listened to Kid A. I think I would get the project a lot more because I think I appreciated that album like a lot later, like maybe five. I listened to it when I was like 16. I thought Kid A was shit, and I really liked OK Computer. And then like when I was like 20, 21, I really listened to Kid A, and I just thought this was like an incredible album. So yeah, musically, we have the Chromatics coming out. I just listened to this Daft Punk album. Can't wait till I actually get the hard copy. The way I went about it was I went on iTunes and I just like streamed it, and I've been like coding to Daft Punk, which is really funny. I feel like I'm like this robot who's like coding and I'm listening to like Daft Punk at the same time. It's really dope. Oh yeah, and last thing I want to like touch upon is this new Mayor Hawthorne track with Jessie Ware. I just listened to that like right now, and I'm really impressed. And the cool thing is that like Jessie Ware is just like lightly like singing backup vocals like here and there in like the hook, but like it's almost like she's just like another piece of instrumentation. She doesn't have her own verse or her own her own stanza herself to sing. It just is like her like just lightly having her own feminine essence through it, and just is really beautiful. And Mayor Hawthorne goes really fucking hard on the track. It seems like he's like switching up directions and evolving as an artist, and something that I really enjoy, and I've really enjoyed like experiencing a lot of his music. I've seen him live and a couple times, and I didn't think the transition between his first and second album. I mean, it seemed like he was a lot more Buddy Holly in his second album. His first one, he's like more R&B ish. So it'll be like interesting to see like what is the transition with this next album. Yeah. So this is, my music, my music vlog of this week. Not much related to coding. I'll get back to that shortly. I don't know why I keep putting off. Like I want to make a video just talking about this WDI experience and my overall impressions and talk about each person in class and just do this like long like nostalgia kick. But I keep putting it off, and I thought maybe I'd make a video on that today. But what ended up happening is I just talked about music. So I'm gonna go back to listening to music, and till next time, maybe it'll be that, maybe it'll be that vlog. All right, peace.